To become red flag compliant, the first step of the process for any business is to set up their identity theft prevention plan. This process is by far the most comprehensive and time-consuming of any of the steps necessary to become compliant. The Federal Trade Commission estimates that this process should take businesses between 25 to 30 hours to complete. Using our interactive web-based product, businesses can complete the entire process in less than 1 hour. To set up the plan, users need to do the following. This screen is the first screen displayed after you log in. From here, you want to click the Admin Tools button at the top of the screen, which brings you to the next screen. Then click the Identity Theft Program hyperlink, which brings you to the Identity Theft Plan creation process. This screen displays 3 buttons at the bottom. Click the first one, which is information needed to complete the plan. This screen contains all the information you will need to gather to successfully complete your plan. It is broken up into 4 sections. Section number 1, determine what person will be the compliance officer. In most cases, this will probably be the owner or general manager, especially in small dealers. Determine all board members and senior managers that will be part of the committee to approve and oversee the plan. Once again, this will probably be the owner and/or general manager, especially in small dealers. Conduct a risk assessment for all account types your business offers. This is where you determine which types of accounts that your business offers are considered covered accounts. This can be for any type of transaction, new and used car sales, rental cars, lease cars, etc. You will be asked the exact same 4 questions for each type of transaction, and they are listed on this page. Review your service provider arrangements. A service provider is defined as a contractor or business that performs activities related to covered accounts. You will be asked 4 different questions concerning service providers. At this point, you want to print the information by clicking the Print Report button located at the top or bottom of this screen. Use this printed form as a guide to gather all the information necessary to complete the plan. Once all the information listed is gathered, you are ready for the next step of the process. The next step is to set up your plan. Chances are you probably got aged off the system when you left to gather the information in the first step. So you will need to log back into the system. Once again, the screen below is the first screen you will see. From here, you want to click Admin Tools button at the top of the screen. Then click the Identity Theft Program hyperlink, which brings you to the Identity Theft Plan creation process. This screen displays 3 buttons at the bottom. Click the second one, which is Continue Identity Theft Plan Creation Process. Each screen contains explicit instructions on what to do in that particular screen, so please remember to read all of the instructions contained on every screen. On this screen, you want to proceed with this process by clicking the Proceed to Next Step button. This screen is where you enter the full name and email address of the compliance officer. Then click the Update button. This will automatically navigate you to the next entry, which is board members. This screen allows you to enter 1 board member or as many as you like, but you must enter at least 1. The person's name is required, but their title is optional. Once again, click the Update Information button. There will be a pop-up window that says Board Member has been added. Just click the Close button. The next screen allows you to do one of 2 things. Add more board members or move on to the next step in the process. To add more board members, click the Yes, there are more board members to add button and enter the next person's information the same way you entered the first one. Then click the Update Information button. Repeat this process until all the board members have been added. Remember, these board members are only the ones that are selected as part of the process to oversee the theft plan, not necessarily all board members within the organization. After all the board members have been entered, click the No, the final board member has been added button, then click the Update Information button to proceed to the next step. The next screen that appears is where the transaction types actually begin. There are 6 different transactions types that have to be addressed, and they are new car sales, used car sales, car leasing, car rental, buy here, pay here, and accounts receivable for parts, service, or repair. For each one that your business deals in, there are additional questions that have to be answered. Since the additional questions are exactly the same for each transaction type, we will answer yes to only the first one and answer those 4 additional questions for that one only. So for this first one, do you sell new cars? you want to click Yes and click the Update Information button. Once again, please read all of the information provided on this screen before you proceed. Please note the question, what method does your dealership use to complete a new car sales transaction? Just below this are common methods that are used. You can choose any one or all of them. Or, if none of the methods are present, you can fill in your own by clicking the Other Please Explain button and filling in a description of it in the box just to the right. After you have finished entering the information on this screen, click the Update Information button. Note the question on the next screen, has your dealership experienced incidents of identity theft with new car sales? If you answer yes to this question, the next screen will ask you to provide details of the incident. In this demonstration, we will answer no, then click the Update Information button and continue on. This next screen asks, are new car sales accounts maintained for personal, family, or household purposes that involves multiple payments, such as an automobile loan? Basically, this question is asking you if this transaction type, which is a new car sales, could involve extending credit to the customer, which makes this a covered account. Unless you are a cash-only dealership, mostly all of these transactions will be credit transactions. So we will answer yes to this question, then click the Update Information and continue on. This next screen asks, for new car sales accounts, is there a reasonable risk of identity theft occurring that can cause your dealership substantial damage in any key area? Since these are the types of accounts that are most at risk for identity theft, we will answer yes to this question, then click the Update Information button and continue on. At this point, we have answered all the questions necessary to satisfy all of the required federal regulations involving a new car sales transaction. As mentioned, the next 5 account types that will appear all ask the same 4 questions. So to avoid boring repetition, we will skip over these accounts and get to the next requirement, which is service providers. However, please remember that if your dealership is involved in any of the next 5 account types, you have to answer all 4 of the same questions for that account type that you did for new car sales. So we will be skipping over the next 5 account types. Click No to do you sell used cars. Click No to do you lease cars. Click No to do you rent cars. Click No to do you have buy here, pay here arrangements. Click No to do you have any receivable accounts with customer for parts, service, or repairs. Once you have completed the questions for these 6 account types, a screen will appear that shows an itemized grid of all 6 of the account types and whether your dealership extends credit in them or not. This screen also allows users to add any additional account types that were not included in the previous screens. To add more accounts, click Yes, there are more account types to be added, then click the Update Information button. Otherwise, click No, there are no more account types to be added. Click the Update Information button and continue on. The next screen asks, do you believe your business is involved with any service providers? A service provider is defined as a contractor or business that performs activities related to covered accounts. So if you are involved with service providers, click Yes, click the Update Information button, and the next screen will appear. Here you enter the name of the service provider. A contact name can also be entered but is optional. Then click the Update Information button. The next screen gives you a list of possible processes this service provider is involved in. If a process exists that is not listed, you can add it by clicking the Other Please Explain button and typing it into the box to the right. Afterward, click the Update Information button and continue on. This next screen asks, to the best of your knowledge, is this service provider red flag compliant? You need to click Yes or No, then click the Update Information button. If you click Yes, the next screen appears. The next screen requires you to enter a date in which this vendor became red flag compliant. If this date is not known, just use the default current date. Click the Update Information button and continue on. This screen asks, is proof of compliance written? If the answer, you can answer yes or no to this question. Click the Update Information button, and the next screen that appears will be the same one either way. This screen simply asks if you would like to add any notes about this service provider. You can either add notes or not. Then click the Update Information button and the next screen appears. This screen asks, are there any more service providers? If you answer yes, the entire service provider process will start over and you will be directed to all of the same exact questions. This process will repeat until you finally answer no to this question. This screen also displays a grid of all of the service providers that you have entered thus far. Once you have finally answered no to "Are there more service providers?" you are directed to the final phase of the entire identity theft prevention plan process. This screen allows your business to customize and document a specific response plan should you encounter a red flag discrepancy. There are 4 responses to choose from. You may select one, then click the Update Information button. The choices are: pursue a specific course of action, escalate this issue and notify the appropriate person or department. The third one is pursue both of the first 2 responses. And the fourth one is you do not have a specific response plan in place. Should you choose number 1, this screen will appear. This screen contains 14 common responses to choose from. You can choose one or more responses on this screen. Should you decide on a response that is not listed, you can enter it into the empty text box at the bottom of these choices and then click the Add button. You can also enter notes on this screen. Once you are finished with this screen, click the Update Information button. Should you choose number 2, this screen will appear. This screen contains 6 common entities that you can escalate the discrepancy to. Should you decide to escalate this to an entity that is not listed, you can enter one into the empty text box at the bottom of these choices and then click the Add button. You can also enter notes on this screen. Once you are finished with this screen, click the Update Information button. Should you choose number 3, this screen will appear. This screen allows you to do both 1 and 2, pursue a specific course of action, and escalate the issue. Should you choose number 4, you have decided not to have a specific course of action at all. Now your identity theft plan is completed and you're ready to print. Click the Close button. Click Print Theft Plan. Here's your theft plan from start to finish. You must print this, sign the necessary boxes, and file it.